Hello friends, welcome to YouTube and our channel Dr. Vet. I am Dr. P.R. Patel, Professor Head and Veterinary Medicine. Today we are going to see very important viral disease of dog, canine distemper. It is very important from all angles, from animal point of view, owner point of view, from student point of view, from veterinary officer point of view. So this is very important, and I will give it this is in detail. In part 1 we will study synonyms, definition, etiology, epidemiology, host and transmission of this important viral disease of dog called canine distemper. First we start with the synonyms of canine distemper. There are few synonyms. Here I have mentioned only three important ones. It is called as Carus disease or Carr disease. It is because the name of scientist Carre, he discovered the true cause of canine distemper, so named Carus disease. It is also called as hard pad disease. The pad become hard. The skin of the foot pad and the skin of the nose may become hard due to hyperkeratosis or hyperkeratitis in some of the cases. So it is named as hard pad disease. It is also called as canine influenza because in dog there are influenza type of symptoms. What is influenza? Influenza is the viral infection of respiratory passages causing fever and nasal catarrh. It is severe disease. So because of this, it is called as canine influenza. Friends, pay attention to this introduction or definition intensively because it is the summary of the whole disease. The canine distemper is an acute febrile disease. There is fever. Systemic disease because most of the system, almost all systems of the body are involved to a greater or lesser extent. It is highly infectious disease, spread very fast. It is a contagious disease spread by contact, especially inhalation of the nasal droplets. It is a viral disease, mostly of dogs and all members of the Canidae family. It is caused by a morbillivirus. Continue with the definition. More important is clinical characterization. Disease is clinically characterized by fever. There are two peaks of fever. The first peak of fever is for 3 to 4 days. Then temperature drops down and again second peak rises because of the inflammation of various systems of the body. First rise is because of the viremia. There is leukopenia. Important thing is this disease is it causes acute catarrhal inflammation of various mucous membranes. catarrhal inflammation, plenty of mucus secretion. Catarrhal inflammation of gastrointestinal tract and respiratory system. There is gastroenteritis, bronchopneumonia, and in some cases there are skin lesions. It is called as cutaneous eruptions. A vesicles or pustules are observed on the ventral abdominal skin or inside of the thigh in some of the cases. The disease also involves the nervous system, and the symptoms of nervous signs are observed, causes encephalitis. Etiology, generally clinician says it is a canine distemper virus, but this virus is of genus Morbillivirus, subfamily Paramyxoviridae, and family Paramyxoviridae. So it is paramyxovirus related viruses. The virus is very fragile. It is enveloped and a single strand RNA virus. Remember, important thing is this: virus is antigenically related to other diseases, viral diseases such as rinderpest, Pastedes petits ruminants called PPR, and measles virus. Remember this, it is asked in the examination. MRDP. So virus is immunologically or antigenically related to M means measles, R means rinderpest, D means distemper, and P means Pastedes petits ruminants. Continue with the virus etiology. Here we discuss only points important for the clinician only or field point of view, not much detail. Only one serotypes of canine distemper virus causing canine distemper is canines. Only one serotype. But there are three strains, namely strain A, strain B, strain C. Of these three strains, the strain A and B are more virulent. The strain C is less virulent. So when disease occur, if it is serious, may be due to strain A and B. If it is moderate or mild, may be due to strain C. Remember, friends, all strains are immunosuppressive. They cause great immunosuppression. So virus establish their disease into the animal because of immunosuppression. Because of the immunosuppression, it invites other viral diseases, other bacterial diseases, other parasitic disease also because of immunosuppression effect. All strain of this virus vary in their pathogenicity and tissue tropism. So because of their variation in pathogenicity, variety of symptoms are observed. Because of variation in tissue tropism, the location vary, the tropism vary. So various systems or organs are involved. Here we see the epidemiology of canine distemper epidemiology only of clinical and field importance is discussed here, not much detail. The disease has got worldwide distribution except in some hot and arid regions. Canine distemper is endemic in most areas of the world and it is commonly occurring in India, so it is important to us. The epidemiology is very complicated because large number of canine species and other species are involved. So epidemiology is little bit complicated, especially when wild animals are involved. They are sharing the infection to domestic dogs, domestic canid species. Friends, remember, domestic dogs are less susceptible and they act as a reservoir. But the foreign breeds are more susceptible and may show serious clinical signs. Continuing with the epidemiology, there is two phenomena observed here. One is the antigenic drift in the virus and strain diversity. It is increasing and more outbreaks are observed. What is antigenic drift? There is a genetic variation in viruses by mutation in virus genes. And so different genes, different antigenic viruses causes outbreaks. And also there is strain diversity. It is now day by day increasing and it is observed in various outbreaks. The virus is sensitive to lipid solvents such as ether and most of the common disinfectants such as phenols, quaternary ammonia compounds. So for the control and prevention of disease for the disinfection, this part is important. Friends, remember, virus is relatively unstable outside the host. So virus is generally fragile when it comes out of the body. Here we throw light on the host. Remember, all members of the canid species such as dogs, wolves, dingo, fox, coyote and jackal are susceptible. All members of Mustelidae such as ferret, skunks, mink, otter and weasel is susceptible. All members of Viveridae, binturong, and all members of Procionidae such as raccoon, panda, coati are susceptible. Because of this wide variation in susceptibility, the epidemiology and control of disease is a bit difficult. So it is existing all over the world. In most of the area there is epidemic and endemic also. Friends, remember, higher mortality and morbidity is observed in this disease than any other virus of the dogs. Remember, this canine distemper causes higher morbidity and mortality than most of the viral disease of dogs. So it is important. As you know, incidence is more in foreign breeds than indigenous breeds. Foreign breeds are more susceptible than indigenous breeds. Indigenous breeds may be resistant or acting as a carrier. Continuing the host, remember that disease occur in all ages of the dog. But very important point to remember is dogs of age group 3 to 6 months are highly susceptible. More incidences are observed in a group of 3 to 6 months dog. Before 3 months, the puppies are protected by colostral maternal antibody. From 3 to 6 months, their immunoprotective or immunoprotective organs are not much developed to produce immunity against this. Then after 6 months, the immunity producing organs are fully developed and gives immunity to the animal. This is the reason why the age group of 3 to 6 months are more susceptible. Remember, this is a point to remember, age group of 3 to 6 months dog. More incidences are observed in this group. Remember, the rate of susceptibility to canine distemper gradually decreases with the increasing age of the dog. Remember the sentence, more the age, lesser the rate of infection. Again, remember, more the age of the dog, lesser is the incidence of disease. Friends, here we study the transmission, we study the epidemiology, some aspect of the etiology, some aspect of the host, now transmission. Why we study this? Because nowadays owners are observing this Facebook, YouTube, Google, and they get sufficient knowledge about the disease. They may ask you certain questions. All these questions I have included in this topic, epidemiology, etiology, host, transmission. At the same time, for communication with the owner, certain things are required. For explaining the owner, because owner may ask questions, to explain the owner, to clear certain doubts of the owner, to make them understand how to control the disease and what will happen, what is the fate of disease. All these things are necessary for a good clinician. Okay, we see here transmission. It is a airborne disease. The main route of infection is inhalation. Inhalation of infected aerosol droplets, that is from infected animal. And when the animal is infected, you know that there is catarrhal inflammation of GI tract and respiratory tract. So there is frequent secretion of this contain aerosol droplets. Sometimes there is indirect transmission through ingestion of contaminated food and water, but the main route is inhalation via infected aerosol droplets. Virus discharged from the body of the dog through all secretions and excretions. Because this virus involve almost all systems, most of the system. Some of the infected dog may shed the virus for several months, and they are the potential spreader to the other healthy dogs, especially the dogs wandering the streets. They get resistance and they may spread infection to our domesticated dogs. Friends, I have described a very important disease and I have narrated some of the answer to the questions of the owner. When counseling to the owner, this information may be necessary to you. Please share this information to all veterinarians and all veterinary students. Then my this service, free service, is considered. Requested to subscribe this channel. Thank you very much for observing this video. Next time we'll come with other part of the canine distemper.